Welcome back to the channel Coins. Today we are diving deep into something that has captured the imagination of collectors, investors, and treasure hunters all over the world: Liberty coins. These coins are not just pieces of metal, they are stories frozen in time, symbols of freedom, and in some rare cases, worth an unbelievable amount of money. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks simple, maybe even ordinary at first glance. But hidden within its design, its date, and its condition could be a value that shocks you. Some Liberty coins have sold for thousands, hundreds of thousands, even close to $1 million depending on rarity, mint errors, and historical importance. Let's take a journey back in time. Liberty coins date back to the late 1700s and continued into the early 1900s. The image of Lady Liberty was used on many coins to represent freedom and the spirit of a young nation. Over time, different designs appeared: flowing hair, draped bust, seated Liberty, and later the famous walking Liberty design. Each version tells a story about the era it was created in. Now let's talk about something very specific that has caught attention: the 1977 Liberty-related coins. Many people search for rare coins from this year hoping they have something valuable. Here is the truth: most 1977 coins in circulation are not rare by default. But there are exceptions. And those exceptions are where things get interesting. Collectors are always looking for errors. A small mistake during minting can turn a regular coin into something extremely valuable. For example, double die errors, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong metal can increase value dramatically. A 1977 coin with a clear mint error in high condition could be worth far more than its face value. Condition is everything. A coin that has never been circulated, known as mint state, can be worth many times more than the same coin that has been used daily. Even small scratches, wear, or discoloration can reduce value significantly. That is why collectors protect their coins carefully and sometimes get them graded by professional services. Now let's talk about the big numbers. You might have seen claims of coins worth hundreds of thousands or even numbers like $787,976.48. While those exact figures are often exaggerated or misunderstood, it is true that some Liberty coins have reached extremely high values at auctions. Rare dates, limited mint production, and perfect condition all combine to create these high prices. One of the most famous examples is older Liberty coins from the 1800s. Some of these coins are so rare that only a few exist today. When one appears in the market, collectors compete fiercely, pushing prices to incredible levels. These are not just coins anymore, they are historical artifacts. Another factor that increases value is demand. If many collectors are searching for a specific Liberty coin, its price goes up. Trends in the market also change over time. A coin that was not popular years ago might suddenly become highly desirable. You should also pay attention to mint marks. Coins minted in different locations have small letters indicating where they were produced. Some mint locations produced fewer coins, making them rarer today. A tiny letter on your coin could mean the difference between a common piece and a valuable treasure. Now imagine this scenario. You are going through old coins at home, maybe coins passed down from family, and you find a Liberty design or a coin from 1977. Instead of ignoring it, you take a closer look. You check the date, the design, the edges, and any unusual marks. That moment of curiosity could lead to an exciting discovery. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. People have found rare coins in everyday places: old drawers, piggy banks, even in change from a shop. That is what makes this hobby so thrilling. You never know what you might find, but remember, not every old coin is valuable. Knowledge is your greatest tool. Understanding history, minting processes, and market trends will help you identify real treasures. Many beginners make the mistake of believing every coin is worth a fortune. The truth is more complex, but also more rewarding when you learn that. If you are serious about collecting, start by organizing your coins. Keep them clean but never use harsh chemicals. Store them in protective holders. Learn how to identify errors and rare features. And most importantly, stay patient. The best collections are built over time. The story of Liberty coins is not just about money. It is about art, history, and the evolution of a nation. Each coin carries a piece of the past, a connection to the people who used it, and the era it represents, and who knows, maybe one day you will discover a coin that changes everything. Maybe in your collection, there is a hidden gem waiting to be recognized. That is why we explore, why we learn, and why we keep searching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Liberty coins and their potential value, make sure to stay connected with coins. There is always more to discover, more stories to uncover, and more hidden treasures waiting to be found. Today we are diving deep into a coin that many people overlook but collectors are quietly hunting for, a coin that could be sitting in your pocket right now without you even realizing its true value. We are talking about the top Liberty coin, especially focusing on the 1981D version, its history, its secrets, and why some versions of this coin are being valued at astonishing numbers like $787,976.47. Imagine holding a small piece of metal that looks ordinary, maybe even worn out, but carries decades of history and could potentially change your financial future. That is exactly what makes coin collecting so exciting. It is not just about money, it is about discovery, about knowledge, and about spotting what others miss. The Liberty design has always held a special place in the world of coins. It represents freedom, strength, and the identity of a nation. The image of Liberty has appeared on many coins over the years, but certain versions stand out because of their rarity, minting errors, or unique production history. The 1981D coin is one of those interesting cases that collectors have been paying more attention to in recent years. Now let us talk about what makes the 1981D coin so special. The letter D represents the Denver Mint, one of the major coin-producing facilities. Millions of coins were produced there, so at first glance, it might seem like there is nothing rare about it. But this is where things get interesting. Not all coins are created equal. Small differences during the minting process can create rare variations that are worth far more than their face value. Some 1981D Liberty coins have been found with striking errors, off-center designs, double die impressions, and even unusual metal compositions. These are the types of features that collectors look for. A normal coin might be worth just a few cents or $1, but a rare error version could be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands depending on its condition and uniqueness. Condition plays a huge role in determining value. Coins are graded on a scale, and the closer they are to perfect condition, the higher their value. A coin that has never been circulated, with sharp details and no scratches, is considered much more valuable than one that has been used in daily transactions. This is why some 1981D coins are listed at incredibly high values like $787,976.47. These are usually coins in near-perfect condition combined with rare minting characteristics. Another factor that increases value is demand. When collectors start chasing a particular coin, prices can rise quickly. The Liberty design has a strong following, and as more people learn about these rare 1981D variations, interest continues to grow. Social media and online marketplaces have made it easier than ever for collectors to connect, share discoveries, and drive up demand. Let us also explore the historical context. The early 1980s were a time of economic change. Coin production techniques were evolving, and the mint was experimenting with different processes. This period saw a number of inconsistencies in coin production, which is exactly why certain coins from this era have become so valuable today. What was once considered a minor mistake is now seen as a rare treasure. There is also the thrill of the hunt. Many collectors spend years searching through rolls of coins, visiting banks, and checking old collections just to find that one rare piece. The idea that a valuable coin could be hidden in plain sight keeps people motivated. And the 1981D Liberty coin is one of those targets that continues to excite both beginners and experienced collectors. If you are wondering how to identify a valuable version of this coin, start by examining the details closely. Look at the lettering, the date, and the mint mark. Check for any doubling in the text or image. Pay attention to the edges and alignment. Even the smallest irregularity could mean the difference between a common coin and a rare one. Lighting is important when inspecting coins. Use a bright light and, if possible, a magnifying glass. Rotate the coin slowly and watch how the light reflects off the surface. This can help reveal hidden details that are not visible at first glance. Many valuable coins have subtle features that only become noticeable under careful inspection. Storage is another key factor. If you believe you have found a rare coin, it is important to protect it properly. Avoid touching it with bare hands, as oils from your skin can damage the surface. Use protective holders or cases to keep it safe. The better the condition, the higher the potential value. One of the biggest mistakes people make is spending rare coins without realizing their worth. Countless valuable coins have been lost this way. That is why awareness is so important. By learning about coins like the 1981 Liberty, you increase your chances of recognizing something valuable before it is too late. The market for rare coins is constantly changing. Prices can rise and fall based on demand, discoveries, and overall economic conditions. However, truly rare coins tend to hold their value over time and often increase in worth. This makes them not only collectibles but also potential investments. There are stories of people finding rare coins in old jars, inherited collections, or even loose change from everyday transactions. These stories might sound unbelievable, but they happen more often than you think. The key is to stay curious and keep looking. The 1981 Liberty coin represents more than just a piece of currency. It is a reminder that value can be hidden in the most unexpected places. It encourages us to pay attention to details, to appreciate history, and to never underestimate the potential of something small. As you continue your journey in coin collecting, remember that knowledge is your most powerful tool. The more you learn, the better your chances of finding something truly special. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, there is always something new to discover. Keep checking your coins, keep asking questions, and keep exploring. Because you never know, the next coin you hold could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Stay tuned to Coins for more exciting discoveries, hidden treasures, and valuable insights from the world of coin collecting. Today we are diving deep into a coin that most people have seen, many have ignored, but a few lucky collectors have turned into serious money. Stay with me because what looks like a simple everyday coin could actually be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on a few tiny details you might never have noticed before. Imagine holding a small copper coin in your hand, something you may have received as change and tossed aside without thinking. But what if I told you that one specific version of this coin, the 1982 Lincoln penny, has created massive excitement in the coin collecting world and continues to surprise people with its hidden value. Let's go back in time for a moment. The year 1982 was a turning point in coin history. Rising copper prices forced the United States Mint to make a major decision. For decades, pennies were made mostly of copper, but in 1982 everything changed. The mint switched to a zinc core with only a thin copper coating. This means that in 1982, both copper and zinc pennies were produced at the same time. Now here's where things get really interesting. That year, the mint didn't just change the metal. They also produced coins at different locations and used different designs. This created multiple variations of the same 1982 penny, including differences in mint marks, weight, and even the style of the numbers in the date. Among all these variations, the 1982 D penny stands out. The D mint mark means it was produced in Denver. But not all 1982 D pennies are the same. Some were made with zinc, which is common and not very valuable. But there has been huge attention around the possibility of rare copper versions or unusual errors that slipped through the system. Collectors are always searching for the rarest combinations. The key detail here is weight. A copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams, while a zinc penny weighs about 2.5 grams. That tiny difference can mean the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now think about this. Millions of these coins were produced. But only a very small number might have unusual characteristics. That is why people go through jars of old coins, searching carefully, hoping to discover that one rare piece. the excitement around the 1982 D penny is not just about metal composition. There are also variations in the date design. Some have what collectors call a large date, while others have a small date. To the untrained eye, they look almost identical. But to an expert, the difference is clear and extremely important. A small date version combined with the right metal composition can dramatically increase the value of the coin. This is where collectors get serious. They use magnifying glasses, digital scales, and years of experience to identify these tiny differences. Now let's talk about value. Most 1982 D pennies are only worth their face value. But certain rare examples have sold for hundreds of dollars. In exceptional cases, coins with unique errors or extremely rare characteristics have reached astonishing prices at auctions. You might hear numbers like hundreds or even thousands of dollars, and while not every coin will reach those levels, the possibility is what drives collectors. That excitement, that hunt, that chance of discovering something valuable in your pocket change, that is what makes coin collecting so fascinating. And here's something even more interesting. Condition matters just as much as rarity. A coin that looks brand new, with sharp details and no scratches, can be worth significantly more than the same coin in worn condition. Collectors call this grading, and it plays a huge role in determining value. So imagine finding a rare 1982 D penny that is not only the right type but also in excellent condition. That combination can turn an ordinary coin into something truly special. Now let's look at history again. The Lincoln penny itself has been around since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in history. It features the image of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected figures in American history. Over the years, the design has changed slightly, but the core identity has remained the same. The 1982 transition year adds an extra layer of historical importance. It marks the moment when economic pressures forced a change in materials, reflecting broader changes in the world economy. So when you hold a 1982 penny, you are not just holding a coin. You are holding a piece of history. Now think about how many coins are sitting in drawers, jars, and old collections right now. Many people have no idea what they might be holding. Coins get passed down through generations, often without anyone checking their true value. This is why knowledge is so powerful. The more you understand about coins like the 1982 D penny, the better your chances of spotting something valuable. It's not about luck alone. It's about knowing what to look for. Take a closer look at your coins. Check the date carefully. Look for the mint mark. Use a scale if you can. Examine the details under good lighting. These small steps can make a huge difference, and remember, the coin market is always changing. Values can go up as demand increases and as more collectors enter the hobby. What might seem ordinary today could become highly sought after in the future. There is also something deeply satisfying about collecting coins. It connects you to history, to art, and to the stories behind each piece. Every coin has a journey. Every scratch and mark tells a story. The 1982 D penny is a perfect example of how something small can carry so much significance. From its unique place in history to its potential value, it captures the imagination of collectors around the world. So next time you get a handful of change, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. You never know what you might find. That one small coin could change everything. Today's story is one that might completely change the way you look at coins in your pocket. Because what if I told you that a coin connected to the Liberty design, something that looks simple and ordinary, could be worth an astonishing amount like $787,976.45. Yes, you heard that right. And even more surprising, the journey of this coin ties into the year 1983 and the modern collector market in ways most people don't even realize. Now imagine this. You are holding an old coin. It looks worn. Maybe slightly faded. Nothing too special at first glance. But hidden in its details, in its design, in its rarity, lies a story stretching across decades of American history and collector demand. That is the magic of Liberty coins. They are not just currency. They are pieces of time. The Liberty design has always held a special place in coin collecting. From early American coinage, liberty symbolized freedom, independence, and national pride. Over the years, different versions appeared on coins, each with unique artistic elements. Flowing hair, seated liberty, walking liberty, and later interpretations all carried deep meaning. Collectors around the world have always been drawn to these designs because they represent more than money. They represent identity. Now let's move toward the year 1983. At first, this year might not seem important to casual collectors. But in the coin world, certain years become extremely significant due to minting changes, errors, limited releases, or unexpected rarity. The early 1980s were a transitional period for coin production. Economic factors, metal costs, and mint decisions created unusual situations. Some coins were produced in lower quantities. Some had errors. Some were never officially released in standard circulation sets. This is where things start to get exciting. Certain liberty-related coins connected to this era or misidentified within this timeline have created massive buzz in the collector market. While 1983 itself is widely known for specific coins like the 1983 penny without a mint mark or uncirculated sets that were difficult to obtain, collectors have also linked Liberty-style coins and rare misattributed pieces to this timeframe, creating huge demand spikes, and demand is everything that a coin becomes valuable not just because it is old, but because people want it. When collectors compete, prices skyrocket. Auctions become intense. A single coin can jump from a few dollars to thousands, then hundreds of thousands, and in extreme cases like the figure we mentioned, close to $1 million. Now let's talk about why a Liberty coin could reach such a massive value. First, rarity. If only a few examples exist, collectors will fight to own one. Second, condition. A coin in near-perfect condition, even if it is old, can be worth exponentially more than a worn version. Third, errors. Misprints, double strikes, off-center designs, or missing elements can turn an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Fourth, historical significance. If a coin connects to a specific moment or unusual production story, its value increases, and then comes the most powerful factor of all. Story. Collectors don't just buy coins. They buy stories. The mystery of how a coin survived. The journey it took. The idea that it might have been overlooked for years before someone discovered its true value. That emotional connection drives prices to unbelievable heights. Now picture a Liberty coin tied to a rare minting situation, possibly misunderstood, possibly misclassified for years, suddenly appearing in a high-profile auction. Experts analyze it. Collectors talk about it. The media picks it up. And suddenly, the value explodes. That is how numbers like $787,000 become real. The current market for rare Liberty coins is stronger than ever. With online auctions, global collectors, and increasing awareness, more people are searching through old collections, inherited coin boxes, and even pocket change. Every day, new discoveries are being made. Coins once thought to be common are being re-evaluated. Hidden gems are being uncovered, and here is something very important. Many people still do not know what to look for. That means opportunities are everywhere. Coins from the 1980s, especially 1983, are often ignored because they seem too modern. But that is exactly why some rare pieces slip through unnoticed. A missing mint mark, an unusual strike, or a rare Liberty-related design crossover could turn an ordinary-looking coin into a collector's dream. Think about that for a moment. Something sitting in a drawer. Something mixed with everyday coins. Something you might have seen hundreds of times without paying attention. And yet, it could hold incredible value. This is why serious collectors always say one thing. Never underestimate a coin. The Liberty theme continues to dominate the collector world because it connects past and present. Even modern collectors feel the power of its symbolism. Freedom, strength, and history all captured in metal. And when rarity meets that symbolism, the result is extraordinary value. Today's market is also influenced by grading companies. Professional grading can confirm authenticity and condition, which can multiply a coin's value instantly. A coin graded at the highest level can sell for many times more than an ungraded version. That is why collectors invest heavily in certification. Now imagine combining all of these elements. A Liberty coin. A rare or unusual connection to 1983. High-grade condition. Strong collector demand. Verified authenticity. Add a compelling story, and suddenly, you have a coin that could reach nearly $1 million. It sounds unbelievable, but it happens, and it will continue to happen, because as long as coins exist, as long as history is preserved in metal, and as long as collectors search for the next big discovery, there will always be hidden treasures waiting to be found. So the next time you see an old coin, don't ignore it. Look closely. Study the details. Check the year. Examine the design. Because you never know. That small piece of metal could be part of a much bigger story. A story worth thousands. Maybe hundreds of thousands. Or even more. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins among collectors, the famous Liberty coin, especially the mysterious and highly searched 1987D version, a coin that has sparked curiosity, confusion, and excitement across the world. Now picture this: millions of coins are minted every year, most of them are used, forgotten, lost, or sitting quietly in jars and drawers, but a very small number, just a tiny fraction, become rare treasures, and the Liberty coins fall right into that fascinating category. The story of Liberty coins begins long before 1987. These coins carry a powerful symbol. Liberty itself, representing freedom, independence, and the spirit of a nation. Over the years, different designs of Liberty appeared on coins, each one reflecting a different era, a different artistic vision, and a different historical moment. Collectors love Liberty coins because they are not just money, they are history you can hold. Every scratch, every shine, every tiny detail tells a story. Now let's move closer to the year 1987, a time when millions of coins were produced, including those marked with the letter D, which stands for the Denver Mint, one of the major coin-producing facilities, and this small letter can make a huge difference in value. At first glance, a 1987D coin may not seem special, but the truth is hidden in the details. Collectors are always searching for specific characteristics: mint condition, rare errors, unusual markings. And these factors can turn a simple coin into a collector's dream. Some people have reported finding Liberty coins from this period with unusual features, misprints, off-center strikes, or even double impressions, and these are the types of coins that can explode in value. Now imagine finding such a coin in your own collection, something you may have ignored for years, suddenly becoming worth thousands. Sounds unbelievable, but it happens more often than you think. The condition of the coin plays a massive role. A coin that has never been circulated, with perfect edges, sharp design, and original shine, is far more valuable than one that has been heavily used. Experts grade coins on a scale, and even a small difference in grade can mean a huge difference in price. A coin graded at the highest level can reach extraordinary values, while the same coin in average condition might only be worth face value. There are also collectors who are willing to pay incredible amounts for coins that complete their collection, and this demand can push prices even higher. Now let's talk about market value, because this is where things get really exciting. Most 1987D coins are common, yes, that's the truth, but the rare variations, the error coins, or those in perfect condition, can be worth a lot more than expected. Some listings online have shown coins being sold for surprisingly high prices, sometimes exaggerated, sometimes real, but the key point is this: value depends on rarity, condition, and demand. There are stories, real stories, of people discovering valuable coins in everyday places, old wallets, inherited collections, or even loose change. This is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. You never know what treasure you might already have. Another important factor is authenticity. The market is full of claims, but only certified coins, verified by professionals, truly hold high value. So if you believe you have something special, getting it checked by an expert is the smartest move. The Liberty design itself is also a major attraction. The artistic beauty, the symbolism, and the historical importance make these coins desirable beyond just their monetary value. collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying a piece of history, and history has value, sometimes far more than we expect. Now imagine the journey of a single coin, minted in 1987, traveling through countless hands, across cities, across years, until it finally ends up with someone who recognizes its true worth. That moment, when an ordinary object becomes extraordinary, is what drives collectors all over the world. So the next time you see a coin, don't ignore it, take a closer look, check the year, the mint mark, the condition, because you might be holding something far more valuable than you realize. The world of Liberty coins is full of mystery, excitement, and hidden treasures waiting to be discovered, and who knows, maybe your next coin could be the one that changes everything. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and talked about subjects in the world of numismatics, Liberty coins. These coins are not just pieces of metal. They carry stories, power, mystery, and in some rare cases, incredible value that can reach astonishing numbers. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks simple, maybe even worn out, but in reality, it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's the magic of Liberty coins. And today, we're going to explore their history, their value from the past to the present, and why some of these coins are now considered priceless treasures. Let's start by understanding what Liberty coins really are. The term Liberty coin doesn't refer to just one coin. It represents a wide range of coins minted in the United States over many decades, all featuring the iconic figure of Lady Liberty. She symbolizes freedom, hope, and the spirit of a nation. From early designs in the 18th century to modern interpretations, Liberty has remained one of the most powerful images in coin history. Back in the 1800s and early 1900s, Liberty coins were part of everyday life. People used them to buy food, pay wages, and trade goods. No one at that time could have imagined that some of these same coins would one day become rare collectibles worth a fortune. Now let's talk about something very interesting, the 1990 Liberty coins and their connection to today's market. Most coins from 1990 are not extremely rare by default. Millions were produced, and many are still in circulation or stored away in collections. But here's where things get exciting. Not all coins are equal. Certain errors, special mint marks, condition levels, and unique characteristics can transform an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. For example, if a 1990 Liberty coin has a minting error, such as double striking, off-center printing, or missing details, its value can skyrocket. Collectors are always searching for these unusual pieces because they are rare and impossible to recreate. Even a small flaw can turn a common coin into a valuable one. Another factor that plays a huge role in value is condition. Coins that are in mint or near perfect condition are much more valuable than worn-out ones. A coin that looks like it just came out of the mint, even if it's from 1990, can be worth significantly more than its face value. Now let's move into the current market. Today, the coin collecting world is bigger than ever. With online marketplaces, auctions, and global collectors, the demand for rare Liberty coins has increased dramatically. Prices are constantly changing based on rarity, demand, and historical importance. Some Liberty coins have reached unbelievable values. There are coins that have sold for hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars. When we talk about figures like $787,976.43, it may sound unbelievable, but in the world of rare coins, such numbers are very real. These prices are usually attached to extremely rare coins with unique histories or very limited supply. Collectors today are not just buying coins, they are investing in history. Each Liberty coin tells a story. Some were minted during times of war, some during economic crises, and others during periods of growth and prosperity. Owning one of these coins is like owning a piece of the past. Let's go deeper into why Liberty coins are so valuable. First, there's historical significance. Coins that were produced during important events tend to be more valuable. Second, rarity. The fewer coins available, the higher the value. Third, condition. A well-preserved coin always attracts more attention. And fourth, demand. If collectors are actively searching for a specific coin, its price will naturally increase. Now think about this. Somewhere in your home, in an old drawer, a forgotten box, or even in your pocket change, there could be a Liberty coin waiting to be discovered. Most people overlook coins every day without realizing their potential worth. There have been countless stories of people finding rare coins by accident. Some discovered them in inherited collections, others found them while sorting through old belongings, and a few even found valuable coins in everyday circulation. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Anyone can become lucky, but identifying a valuable Liberty coin requires attention to detail. You need to look at the year, the mint mark, the condition, and any unusual features. Even the smallest detail can make a huge difference. Let's talk about the emotional side of this hobby. Coin collecting is not just about money. It's about curiosity, discovery, and connection. When you hold a Liberty coin, you are holding something that has traveled through time. It has passed through many hands, witnessed countless moments, and survived through decades or even centuries. For many collectors, the thrill comes from the hunt. Searching for that one rare coin that completes a collection or changes everything. And for others, it's about preserving history and passing it down to future generations. In today's world, where everything is digital, coins remain something real and tangible. They remind us of a time when money had weight, texture, and a physical presence. Liberty coins, in particular, carry a deep meaning because they represent freedom and identity. Now let's imagine the future. As time goes on, coins from 1990 and even later years will become older and potentially rarer. Coins that are common today may become valuable tomorrow, especially if they are preserved in excellent condition. This is why many experts suggest keeping an eye on your coins. Instead of ignoring them, take a closer look. You never know what you might find. The market for Liberty coins continues to grow, and collectors are always on the lookout for hidden gems. Auctions are becoming more competitive, and rare coins are being sold for higher prices than ever before. So what should you do if you think you have a valuable Liberty coin? First, don't rush to sell it. Take your time to research. Compare it with known examples. Consider getting it evaluated by an expert. And most importantly, keep it safe. At the end of the day, Liberty coins are more than just collectibles. They are a bridge between the past and the present. They remind us of where we came from and how far we've come, and who knows, the next time you check your pocket change or open an old box, you might discover a coin that changes your life forever. This is Coins, where every coin has a story, and every story could be worth a fortune. Stay curious, keep searching, and never underestimate the power of a simple coin. Today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable categories in numismatics, Liberty coins. These coins are not just pieces of metal, they are symbols of freedom, power, and the economic story of a nation. And some of them, believe it or not, are worth extraordinary amounts of money, even reaching values close to $787,976.41 depending on rarity, condition, and historical importance. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that was minted more than 100 years ago. A coin that passed through the hands of traders, soldiers, collectors, and ordinary people living in extraordinary times. Liberty coins represent exactly that. They were produced during a period when the United States was growing rapidly, and their designs reflected the ideals of independence and strength. The Liberty design first appeared in various forms in the 18th and 19th centuries. The image of Lady Liberty was chosen to represent freedom, hope, and a new beginning. Over time, different versions were created: flowing hair Liberty, capped bust Liberty, seated Liberty, and later the famous Liberty head designs. Each variation tells a different chapter of history. One of the most iconic Liberty coins is the Liberty head double eagle. These gold coins were minted between the mid-1800s and early 1900s. At the time, they were used for large transactions and held significant value even then. But today, their worth has skyrocketed beyond imagination. Now let's talk about something truly interesting: the 2008 market situation versus the current market value. Back in 2008, during the global financial crisis, many investors lost confidence in paper currency and turned toward tangible assets like gold and rare coins. This caused a major increase in demand for historic coins, especially those made of gold like Liberty coins. During that time, collectors began aggressively searching for rare dates, mint errors, and high-grade preserved Liberty coins. Prices started rising, and some coins that were once considered moderately valuable suddenly became highly desirable. Fast forward to today, and the market has evolved even further. Rare coin collecting is no longer just a hobby, it's an investment strategy. Wealthy collectors, investors, and even institutions are entering the market. As a result, the value of rare Liberty coins has continued to climb. Condition plays a massive role in determining value. A Liberty coin in average condition might be worth a few hundred or a few $1,000s. But if the same coin is found in near-perfect condition, professionally graded, and certified, its value can jump to hundreds of thousands. Now think about rarity. Some Liberty coins were minted in very small numbers. Others were melted down over time, making surviving examples extremely scarce. This scarcity drives prices even higher. When demand increases and supply remains limited, values naturally rise. Another factor that makes Liberty coins so valuable is mint errors. Coins that were struck incorrectly, double-stamped, or produced with slight imperfections can become extremely rare collector's items. These errors turn ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures. There are also specific dates that collectors look for. Certain years had lower production numbers or unique historical significance. Coins from these years can fetch incredible prices at auctions. Now let's imagine you discover a Liberty coin in an old collection, a drawer, or even inherited from family. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin. But after careful inspection, you realize it has unique features, maybe a rare mint mark, maybe an unusual strike, or maybe it's in excellent condition. That single coin could potentially be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The modern market is driven by grading companies that evaluate coins based on strict standards. These grades determine how well preserved a coin is. Higher grades mean higher value. Collectors trust these grading systems, which has made the market more transparent and competitive. Auctions play a huge role in determining real value. When rare Liberty coins appear at major auctions, collectors from around the world compete to own them. Bidding wars can push prices to unbelievable levels, sometimes reaching figures close to or even exceeding $787,976.41. Gold content is another important factor. Many Liberty coins were made from high-purity gold. As gold prices rise globally, the base value of these coins also increases. This creates a strong safety net for investors, but beyond money, there is something even more powerful: the story. Each Liberty coin carries history within it. It has survived wars, economic crises, and generations of change. Owning such a coin is like owning a piece of time itself. Collectors are always searching, always hunting for the next hidden gem. Some spend years looking for a specific coin to complete their collection. Others invest strategically, buying coins they believe will increase in value over time. If you are new to coin collecting, Liberty coins are a perfect starting point. They combine beauty, history, and investment potential. But knowledge is key. Understanding mint marks, production years, grading systems, and market trends can make a huge difference. And here's something exciting: there are still undiscovered treasures out there. Coins sitting unnoticed in old collections, inherited boxes, or even local markets. Many people don't realize the true value of what they own. That's why it's important to always check your coins carefully. Look at the details. Examine the date, the design, and the condition. You might be holding something incredibly valuable without even knowing it. The world of Liberty coins is vast and full of surprises. From affordable collectible pieces to extremely rare million-dollar treasures, there is something for everyone. So whether you are a collector, an investor, or just someone curious about hidden value, Liberty coins offer an incredible journey. A journey through history, wealth, and discovery. And who knows, the next time you look at an old coin, it might not just be a coin. It might be a treasure worth a fortune. Stay tuned with Coins for more amazing discoveries, rare finds, and hidden values that could change everything. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating topics in the world of numismatics, the legendary Liberty coins, their past, their evolution, and their current market value that continues to surprise collectors around the world. Let's begin with the meaning behind Liberty itself. The figure of Liberty has always symbolized freedom, strength, and national identity. When early American coins were designed, Liberty became the central figure, representing the ideals of a new nation. Over time, different designs of Liberty appeared on coins, some with flowing hair, some seated, some standing proudly with a torch, and others wearing a crown. Each version tells a different story, reflecting the era in which it was created. Back in the late 18th and early 19th centuries, Liberty coins were not just currency. They were statements. The early flowing hair Liberty coins, followed by draped bust designs, marked the beginning of American coin artistry. These coins were handcrafted with great care, and because of limited technology at the time, many variations and imperfections were created. Today, those imperfections actually increase their value because they make each coin unique. As we move into the mid-1800s, we see the seated Liberty design dominating American coinage. Liberty is shown sitting gracefully, holding a shield and a staff. This design lasted for decades and appeared on silver dollars, half dollars, quarters, and dimes. Coins from this era, especially those in mint condition, are highly desirable in today's market. Some rare dates and mint marks can push values into the tens of thousands of dollars. Then came one of the most iconic designs of all time, the Walking Liberty. This coin is often considered one of the most beautiful coins ever created. Liberty is shown walking toward the rising sun, draped in the American flag, symbolizing hope and progress. Even today, this design is so admired that it was reused on modern bullion coins. Original Walking Liberty half dollars, especially from early years or low mintage, can be extremely valuable depending on their condition. Now let's talk about the market and how values have changed over time. Back in 2008, the coin market experienced a major shift. Due to global financial uncertainty, many investors turned toward tangible assets like gold and silver coins. Liberty coins, especially those made of precious metals, saw a sharp increase in demand. Prices began rising steadily, and rare coins started breaking auction records. In 2008, certain Liberty coins that were previously selling for a few $100s suddenly jumped into the thousands. Collectors and investors realized that these coins were not just historical artifacts but also powerful financial assets. The combination of rarity, metal content, and historical importance created a perfect storm for value growth. Fast forward to the current market, and the situation has become even more exciting. Today, Liberty coins exist in a wide range of values. Common circulated pieces might be affordable, but high-grade, rare, or historically significant coins can reach astonishing prices. Some Liberty coins have sold for hundreds of thousands, and in rare cases, even close to or beyond $1 million depending on uniqueness and demand. The number you mentioned, a very specific and high value, reflects how extreme the market can get when a coin ticks all the right boxes: rarity, condition, historical importance, and collector demand. Coins with errors, limited mintages, or special historical connections often achieve such incredible valuations. Another important factor in determining value is grading. Coins are graded on a scale that measures their condition, from heavily worn to perfect mint state. A small difference in grade can mean a huge difference in price. For example, a Liberty coin in average condition might be worth a few $100s, while the same coin in near-perfect condition could be worth tens of thousands or more. Collectors today are more informed than ever. Online auctions, global marketplaces, and grading services have made it easier to buy and sell coins. However, this has also increased competition. Rare Liberty coins are now hunted by collectors worldwide, pushing prices higher and higher. The demand is not only driven by collectors but also by investors. Precious metal content plays a big role. Many Liberty coins are made of silver or gold, and as metal prices rise, so does the base value of these coins. But the real magic happens when rarity meets demand. That's when prices explode beyond metal value. Another interesting aspect is how certain years and mint marks become legendary. A small letter on a coin indicating where it was minted can change its value dramatically. Coins from specific mints or years with low production numbers are often the most valuable. There are also stories behind many of these coins that were lost, rediscovered, or passed down through generations. Some coins have been found in old collections, hidden safes, or even in circulation. These discoveries often make headlines and inspire new collectors to enter the market. What makes Liberty coins truly special is that they connect the past with the present. They are pieces of history you can hold in your hand. Every scratch, every detail, every design element tells a story. And in today's market, those stories are worth a lot of money. If you are thinking about collecting or investing in Liberty coins, knowledge is your biggest asset. Understanding the history, identifying rare features, and knowing how to evaluate condition can make a huge difference. The market rewards those who are patient and informed. At the same time, there is a thrill in the hunt. Searching for that one rare coin, that hidden gem, that undervalued piece, it's an experience like no other. And sometimes, that one coin can change everything. So next time you see an old coin, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. It might just be a piece of history, or a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Welcome to the world of coins, where history meets value, and small pieces of metal can carry stories worth fortunes.